Hello, good morning, and welcome along to Euros Daily. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 17th of June. Well, 9:05 a.m. We're running a bit late as usual. It's day 7 of Euro 2020, and we are here to give you the lowdown on everything Euro 2020. It's Euros Daily, your destination for everything Euros. I'm Joe Carter, and I'll be your guide throughout this pan-European footballing party. Lots to get through today with last night's game to review and all three of today's games to preview, our man of the match and Dick of the Day awards, and Roz's iconic stat of the day. All that to come here on Euros Daily. Comment, like, subscribe, allow notifications, and share this video. With me today, one of them sells broken lawnmowers out the back of his van, and the other has 2 GCSEs. It's Euros Daily's answer to the Trotter family. It is, of course, Delboy and Rodney, Roz and Mus. How are we doing, guys? I'll let you guys decide who's who in that one.
Very good.
Mus, how are you today, mate? All right.
I'm very well, mate. Yeah, no, just joining the latest trend of removing a beverage in front of you before you speak to the press. Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. And are you Delboy or Rodney then? Who do you think you are?
I don't have a garden, so I can't claim to have broken my lawnmower. So I'll go with the other one.
I don't think Delboy. You haven't seen Only Fools and Horses, have you?
No,
No. They definitely don't have a garden.
I put forward that Rodney's middle name is Charlton, so I'll distance myself from that. I'll be able to Rodney Charlton Trotter.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it, Roz. I love the logic. Okay, right. Let's start then by talking about last night's game between Italy and Switzerland. What was it you were saying yesterday, Roz? Italy didn't look that good against Turkey. It was just a few mistakes. Can you sort of expand on that for us, given the 3-0 victory by Italy last night?
I said I was yet to see what everyone was getting so excited about. And yeah, yesterday I thought they were clinical, brilliant, lovely movement, crack and win. I mean, yeah, I thought they were much better than they were in the first game. And well worth the scoreline as well.
Yeah, Mus, anything to add there? Who was the sort of key player for Italy?
So I think Locatelli was the key player, and he's almost made me forget that Verratti's been out injured and hasn't played. He's been fantastic first couple of games. Switzerland were a disappointment. Some people were saying the car from the opening game had more ball possession than Switzerland did yesterday, which I thought was a little harsh.
Brilliant. And one thing I wanted to touch on was Chiellini going off injured, and the man who stepped in to the fray, Francesco Acerbi. He acquitted himself quite well, didn't he, Roz?
Yeah, I mean, he's coming into a back line, which has sort of played together a lot. But of course, no one's played together in football probably for longer than Panucci and Chiellini there. So yeah, really quite easy, organised back line to come into, I think. But it'll be interesting to see if Chiellini is out for the tournament, because that would be a huge loss for them. Are you ready for my stat of today?
Oh, yes.
I'm getting them in early.
Okay, here we go. It's time for Roz's stat of the day.
So that was Italy's 9th clean sheet in a row, 900 minutes. 10th 900 minutes. 10 lots of 90 minutes there. And you know how I like to do a quiz and a stat?
Oh, here we go.
Right. Which international team has the record for longest or sort of most consecutive clean sheets? And for bonus points, which team, and for bonus points, who's the goalkeeper?
Do you know what? Mus, do you want to have a guess?
I mean, I would instinctively say Italy probably already hold the clean sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it Italy?
It
was indeed. And the goalkeeper?
Dino Zoff?
Was indeed. Between 1972 and 1974, Zoff went 1,142 minutes. Bonus round. We're a Premier League show, as you're always reminding me when I'm going on about Millwall. Who holds the Premier League record?
For longest spell?
Most consecutive clean sheets. Longest time without leading goal.
Arsenal. Said confidently. Arsenal in 1989. No?
No.
Chelsea?
No, it was in 2008, 2009,
United.
and it was Man United, Edwin van der Sar with 14.
Pretty
So
impressive.
a few more clean sheets to go. Unlucky for Donnarumma, by the way, because he didn't actually play in all of those games leading up to this one. He actually missed 2 of the games, so he can't take his off record even if they do go on a break it.
Yeah, Donnarumma, actually, I heard another interesting one about him last night. Never conceded more than 1 goal in an Italy game. It's a pretty ridiculous stat. So if you're going to score against Italy with Donnarumma in goal, make sure you score 2. And do you know what their subs, the other subs they brought on, we talked about Acerbi stepping in for Chiellini. The other subs that came on, Federico Chiesa, you know, they got the strength in depth, Italy. I think they do have. And what Mancini's done is he's taken a team who instinctively defends. I mean, some of their defending last night was amazing. Some of it was so bodies on the line, tournament football is what we like to see. But what he's added to that is their ability to press, and not only that, but to play through a press. So when Switzerland tried to press them, Italy were comfortable. Do you know what? I wouldn't have been surprised if Donnarumma and Bonucci were passing it to each other across the goal line. You know what I mean? Like last night, they looked so comfortable on the ball at the back, Donnarumma especially. So he's taken that instinctive defensive nature of the Italian style of football, the culture of football, and he's added these attacking elements. And I think they have to be considered to win the tournament.
Yeah, I'd agree. They'll take some beating, and I think yeah, you're absolutely right. They have that defensive organisation, but I think the thing that surprised people who don't watch the Italian national team or haven't, you know, since the last World Cup. Well, they weren't at the World Cup, so they haven't. You know, people, casual observers, haven't seen it for a long time. I think they'll be surprised by how attacking this side is, because they defend in numbers, but they attack in numbers as well.
And that
What's interesting is that when that first lineup came out before the Turkey game, I saw Locatelli there and I saw Jorginho there, of course, without Verratti. I thought it was incredibly negative. You know, they're 2 players I think of as holding midfielders. You know, Locatelli got 2 great goals last night. The first were beautiful. You know, he started off the move, Vardy knocked it back across, tapped it into an open goal. Like Roy Keane of old, I thought, from watching the video. Sort of those late runs into the box. But then the second, what a finish.
Yeah, beautiful. And Immobile's goal as well to cap it all off was a beaut as well.
Yeah.
Keeper should have saved it. Keeper could have done better there.
Apparently, Locatelli is part of Atalanta's golden age, part of a academy crop that they call the class of '94.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he's like the Italian Nicky Butt, I guess you could say.
Another one worth noting as well. Last point on the Italy game. Jorginho last night. Do you think there was a ploy about 3 years ago for Maurizio Sarri to go to Chelsea, to then bring Jorginho to Chelsea, to watch Kante and to learn from Kante for 3 years, so that then when it came to the international stage, Jorginho could replicate what Kante does? Because do you know what? Like Jorginho, he covered some ground last night and it was Kante-esque. If anything, he added a bit more going forward. Controversial?
He wasn't that kind of player when Sarri brought him in. That's the fascinating thing. So I think you might be onto something, because, you know, it was that classic sort of Italian 6, that sort of Pirlo sitting. Everything goes through him, as it was at Napoli. But yeah, covering ground last night, working hard. Yeah, super impressed with the Italians.
Okay, brilliant. Now it's time to do Man of the Match Day and Dick of the Day from yesterday. Let's remember, it wasn't only Italy, Switzerland yesterday. We had Wales against Turkey and Finland, Russia, which we talked about in yesterday's podcast. If you are watching this and you want to make sure you don't miss a podcast, subscribe to the channel, allow notifications. Get in the comments, tell us your predictions for today's games, which we'll get onto in just a moment. But first up, Mus, who's your Man of the Match Day from yesterday?
Yeah, I'll go with Locatelli. Scored 2 goals and yeah, was the outstanding performer of the match day, I thought.
Okay, Roz, anything to contest that? Bale's performance for Wales, perhaps?
It's hard to argue, Locatelli. Bale's performance for Wales, really good. The Ramsey goal, he sort of skied one identical to that. almost an identical ball over by Gareth Bale. Clearly something they've been working on. But I'm going to have to give Gareth Bale my dick of the day. Because that penalty, I think the penalty's still in orbit, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Yeah, fair shout.
You always get this in major tournaments, right? Where you get people that don't watch a lot of football that are suddenly watching a lot of football. And someone will turn to you in a pub and they'll go, you know what I don't understand? They're training every single day. And sometimes they can't even hit the target. Right? And obviously, you you've got different scenarios, you want to pressure, there's usually a lot of things that can kind of contribute to that. But taking a penalty kick in a game where you're 1-0 up and you're Gareth Bale, hit the target. I mean, that was
speaking of missing the target from a penalty, Gareth Bale became the first player to miss the frame of the goal at a Euro since Raul in Euros 2000.
Was that right?
There you go. And that was when Spain were unceremoniously dumped out on pens, was it? Or yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
Raul, he was a player, wasn't he? Right. So Roz is man of the match, Locatelli as well. So you're agreeing on that one. Dick of the day, Bale. Mus, who's your dick of the day?
I'm going to go with Happy Slappy Burak Yilmaz, who was at his Housery best yesterday. Just getting a bit tetchy with all the Wales defenders.
Yeah,
you guys going on about this? Game's gone soft.
The game's gone. The game's gone. Right, okay. Let's move on to previewing today's games. Then, Roz, you had your shout for man of the match, dick of the day. Mus gets his. It's fair enough. Hold back. God,
but my ones are the right ones.
When we start doing a podcast in the same room, I'm going to be quite worried about, what I say in front of you, Ross. The game's gone. Right, okay.
I think that's how Gary Neville and Patrick Vieira feel in the studio with Roy Keane.
Oh my God, Roy Keane's beard disappeared overnight. Did you see it? He went from full-on hobo to 12-year-old clean-shaven sort of look.
Well, they were giving him stick for his jumper, weren't they? The captain's armband jumper. And he clearly sort of went home and just had a strong, hard look at himself. Probably said, do your job. Do your job. A few times in the mirror, kind of, it's nonsense. It's a nonsense. And then
fantastic impression.
Clean shaven look to kind of impress Patrick.
Also, looks like he might have gone for a bit of Just for Men as well. But anyway, right, let's get on to the preview of today's games. 3 games coming up today. You've got Ukraine, North Macedonia at 2, Denmark, Belgium at 5, Netherlands, Austria at 8. Some exciting looking games potentially, and we'll kick off with having a very quick look at Ukraine against North Macedonia. So Ukraine lost their first game 3-2 to the Netherlands, didn't they? Do you think they should win this one quite easily, Mus, or will North Macedonia pose something of a threat?
I think it will be a low-scoring game and probably a close one, but I think Ukraine should have enough. They're also on the joint longest-running losing streak, so they've lost each of their last 6 games at the Euros. Do you guys know who the joint record holder is with Ukraine?
No.
Today's opponent is a big clue.
Is it Macedonia, but not North Macedonia?
Yeah, so it's Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
Right. So today they're facing a former Yugoslav republic and have an opportunity to end that unwanted record.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so what's your prediction then, Mus? Ukraine, North Macedonia. North Macedonia obviously losing their opening fixture 3-1 to Austria. This group could pretty much be wrapped up today, couldn't it, if things go certain ways? So what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I know I just said it would be a low-scoring game, but I think maybe 2-1. 2-1 to Ukraine.
Just the 3 goals then. Just the 3, which there hasn't been more than 3 yet in a game, has there? From memory, I don't know. Maybe there was 3. Oh no, there was a 3-2.
3-1 you just mentioned, John.
Yeah, and the 3-2 that I mentioned before. Good to see you listening to me this morning, Roz, for once. Right, okay. So who's the danger man, Mus? And don't just say Zinchenko. Tell me you've done a bit more research than that.
Can I say Yarmolenko?
I was going to say the other one. The other one.
Outrageous. Okay, so yeah, you're saying Yarmolenko 2-1. Roz, who for North Macedonia? Who is the key man, and who's gonna Your face. I'm stitching you up so hard. Right, who's the main man for North Macedonia? Is it Ratchakovsky in defence, or is it Elmas in midfield? Or is it Pandev up top? Who's going to make the difference?
Yeah.
Is it Pandev, the man that's 7 years older than his country, or is it Sassuolo's magician number 10, Elmas in midfield, that's going to do it? Who can pick the lock that is Ukraine's defence?
I think with that kind of awkward, you've got, the racist granddad thing, and you've got the granddad and you've got the racist Nalioski. So, I'm the granddad in Pandev, obviously. I'm going to go for Pandev because, screw Leeds.
Pandev, main man, yeah? So
Yeah.
what, are you tipping him to be man of the match, or just the only one that can make a difference for Macedonia?
Who in their right mind would ever back North Macedonia for a win in this tournament? Doesn't matter who they're playing.
Oh my God, I am so cheering for Macedonia later. Now you've said that. Oh, you've given me all the reason I need to support them. Just to make you eat your words from this morning.
You've just got different levels, haven't you? You've got Ukraine, who often are at sort of these tournaments. Obviously, they were hosting one, which got them an automatic one. Was that 2008? I think Ukraine and Poland. But they're well respected enough on the international circuit. North Macedonia,
well respected on the international circuit.
The best player is about 47. I
love it. Well respected on the international circuit, like sort of a mid-level band that's been touring for about 20 years. They're well respected on the international circuit. When Ukraine show up in the hotel, all the staff are like, I respect you.
They've got more than 2 players that I've heard of, whereas North Macedonia only have 2 players that I've heard of. So.
And you only just heard of them because I said them in the preview of this game. Right, what's your prediction, Roz?
Okay, Ukraine all the way. 3-0.
Ukraine 3-0, man of the match.
I'm gonna go Yarmolenko. It'll either be Yarmolenko or Zinchenko. Might be Shevchenko.
Shevchenko, the manager.
Coach. He should be a player coach. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, did you see?
Let's go for Yarmolenko.
Fair play. You see, pre-tournament, Shevchenko was training in the media sort of open training session, and he was like banging in some belters, and you just can't help thinking. You just couldn't help thinking, why is he coaching? Why isn't he just playing for them? But
he doesn't look like he's aged.
No.
Every time they kind of show him, he just looks the same.
Like me, Roz.
You'd have thought those years at Chelsea would have aged him a bit,
Yeah, exactly. If you looked at me, you wouldn't think, you wouldn't necessarily know I was 42, would you, if you looked at me? So,
22, mate. 22.
Much the same as you, Roz. I won't tell people your real age because Twitter will go into meltdown. But let's move on, shall we, to Denmark, Belgium. Now, Denmark obviously lost 1-0 in their first game of the tournament, which probably shouldn't have gone ahead, that game. We know that now. We all know what happened. Belgium, on the other hand, made light work of their first game. I can't help but thinking like Belgium will smash Denmark tonight, and it's not Denmark's fault. I'm guessing they're not in a brilliant place. But I could see Belgium. They're just going to be too strong. 3-0 in their last game. I think 3-0 in this game, and I think Benteke's main man again.
You mean Lukaku? Joe?
Lukaku. No, I mean Benteke. I definitely mean Benteke.
Big shout. Fair enough.
Just getting used to these early mornings still, Sorry. Yeah, Lukaku, man of the match.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right. I think Denmark are literally in a difficult place in that they're back at the Parken Arena where, the Christian Eriksen incident all happened. Belgium have said they intend to kick the ball out at the 10th minute. I think they're assuming they're going to have possession of the ball on the 10th minute, but they're going to kick the ball out and they're going to do a minute's applause for Christian Eriksen. So it'll be a very emotional affair, I think, for Denmark. I think Belgium will be professional and win the game 2 or 3-0. I think they'll probably avoid kind of like ramming it home and like rubbing it in, just kind of maybe out of respect. But Denmark, I don't think they need. Goal difference is not really. Doesn't really matter for them. I think Lukaku kind of past him. Everything goes through him for Belgium, while KDB and Witsel are out.
Yeah, so you're saying 2-0 Lukaku?
Yeah, I'll go on the conservative side 2-0.
Okay. Roz, what would you say about this game? It's a hard one to call, isn't it?
It's near impossible to call because I think it could go one of two ways, couldn't it? You could either have the Eriksen thing affecting the entire squad in a negative way, or it could kind of rally them, play for Eric and all that. I think you're being a bit disrespectful to Denmark as well, Mus. I have to say, if you look at the quality of the midfielders they've got, even without Christian Eriksen, who is more of a sort of, is more of a playmaker anyway, you've already got two of the best holding, sort of more defensive-minded midfielders in Europe, I would say. Thomas Delaney alongside Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, who, despite Spurs' torrid season, I thought was brilliant this season. And, Kasper Schmeichel's had good... Their defensive players are actually... they've all had pretty good seasons, very well organised. We all know that game against Villa shouldn't have been played on the same day. I would put my house on the fact that it wouldn't have ended the way it did if they had moved it, or if that incident hadn't happened. Denmark are a very good side. I think they'll frustrate Belgium quite a lot. I'm going to go for 2-1 Belgium, only because Belgium have just got that extra bit of class. But I don't think it will be a rollover at all.
Okay, and who's your man of the match going to be?
I'll just go for Lukaku. Why not? It's a good bet, isn't it? He's my captain in fantasy.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll mix it up. Let's go for Thomas Meunier.
Okie dokie. Thomas Meunier, 2-1. Okay, right. We've got a minute now just to quickly preview Netherlands, Austria at 8 o'clock. Netherlands obviously won their first game 3-2. Austria 3-1. This one could kind of seal qualification for both of them with a draw, could it? Because, when you look back to the last Euros, nobody who got 4 points didn't qualify for the knockout stages. They're both on 3. A draw gets them both through, right?
Yeah, but I think the Netherlands will go for a win. It's in Amsterdam, and I think they're capable of winning, and they'll want the 6 points. Austria are going to be without the player that Jose Mourinho described as a fantastic person, but with the attitude of a child, because Marko Arnautovic has gone and got himself suspended for a game. So I think that will take a bit off Austria, and I'll go for 2-0. Actually, 2-1 Netherlands win.
And who's man of the match for you?
Depay.
2-1 Depay. Roz, anything to say on this one?
I'm going to go the other way. I think that's too conservative. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Netherlands victory with Gini Wijnaldum.
I reckon it will be quite a high-scoring affair again. I think Netherlands attack, but they don't defend. I think they'll give Austria chances. I think 3-2 Netherlands again. Or maybe even a 3-all. I don't know. And I'm hoping and praying it's Depay who does the damage, because I've stuck with him. I've had faith and kept him in my fantasy team. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Mus, we're going to say goodbye to you for a little while now, because you're off on holiday for a bit. Have a lovely holiday, and we'll see you when you get back. Hopefully, we'll still have England in the tournament when you get back, and we can talk about that. Roz, I'll see you tomorrow in the AM, bright and early, 9 o'clock. Ready for it?
Sounds good.
Yeah, you know what game we're previewing tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, the one that I can't.
Woo!
I'm feeling ill. Got the nerves.
Oh, mate, I feel for you. Let's have a good one tomorrow, and have a great day today, lads. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.